The ECW World Television Championship was introduced on August 12, 1992 in Eastern Championship Wrestling during the National Wrestling Alliance affiliation days. The championship wouldn't actually appear on TV until April 6, 1993 when the first ECW Hardcore TV episode aired, seeing Todd Gordon announce a tournament for the recently vacated title. The first ever ECW World Television Champion was Johnny Hotbody, who vacated the title due to injury, and the second champion was Glenn Osborne, who vacated the title for the Hardcore TV tournament. In this list, we are ranking our top 8 ECW World Television Champions, taking into account their combined reigns, their defenses, and how they help to elevate the title. So stay tuned to your TV or device and don't touch that dial as Wrestle Savage counts down our picks for the top 8 greatest ECW World Television Champions of all time. Number 8. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Winning the championship on March 12, 1993 at the Hardcore TV taping that aired on April 20th, 1993, defeating Glenn Osborne in the tournament final, defending his championship 7 times against the likes of Road Warrior Animal, Tommy Cairo, and Stan Hansen before dropping the belt to Terry Funk in a steel cage match at the NWA Bloodfest event that aired on the October 5th, 1993 episode of Hardcore TV. Snuka having the television title brought a lot of credibility to Eastern Championship Wrestling's Hardcore TV at the time when they went to air in 1993, and it helped ECW to draw crowds in these early days whilst they were developing their undercard. Number 7. Dean Malenko. Two-time World Television Champion Dean Malenko first captured the title from Too Cold Scorpio at the November 4th, 1994 TV tapings airing on November 29th, 1994, holding the title for 134 days, and again on the July 21st, 1995 taping that aired on August 1st, 1995, lasting 7 days as champion. Before this, on February 25th, 1995, Malenko and Benoit had won the Tag Team Champions and formed the first triple threat with the then ECW World Heavyweight Champion Shane Douglas, making Dean Malenko a double champion in ECW. Whilst Malenko's time at ECW was short, his feud over the title with the legendary Eddie Guerrero brought international acclaim and attention to the company, and the pair would have a series of incredible matches for the championship that showcased not only how incredible the wrestling at ECW could be, but also how good a matchmaker and booker Paul Heyman was. The fans couldn't get enough of Dean Malenko, and he would soon be sought out for WCW's Cruiserweight division as a highly valued member of the roster. Number 6. Eddie Guerrero. As a 2-time World Television Champion, Eddie Guerrero would quickly earn himself a name as being a must-see professional wrestler while at ECW, winning the championship belt for the first time on the April 8th, 1995 Hardcore TV taping that aired on April 11th, 1995, holding the title for 104 days, and then again on the July 28th, 1995 taping that aired on August 8th, 1995, this time holding the title for just 2 days. Eddie Guerrero first captured the belt from Too Cold Scorpio in a fantastic match before entering into the now legendary feud with Dean Malenko. The pair would face each other 8 times, having 6 draws in the process, seeing them go to 5 time limit draws and a double countout. The matches quickly became a must-see attraction for ECW, and Guerrero instantly became a household name in WCW after receiving massive coverage in the dirt sheets and wrestling magazines around this time due to his brief run at ECW. Number 5. Taz. Taz won the World ECW television title twice, once as the Tasmaniac, having a rather lackluster run of just 1 day on the March 6, 1994 Hardcore TV taping. His second run as Taz was far more impressive, capturing the championship on June 7, 1997, defeating Shane Douglas at WrestlePalooza. Taz would defend his title 43 times during his 267-day reign, having standout matches with Chris Candido, Al Snow, Sabu, and Rob Van Dam before losing the championship to Bam Bam Bigelow at ECW's Living Dangerously 1998 event on March 1st. Taz's 1997 to 1998 run put credibility on Taz as a top guy in ECW and continued to build the World Television Championship as a serious title belt. Taz became a major player on the ECW roster in '97, bringing more eyes and attention to the product with his shoot fighter style gimmick that made his short squash matches incredibly entertaining to watch. Taz would become a star maker from this run, seeing anybody that could survive in the ring with him longer than a few minutes instantly appear as a way more credible wrestler. Number 4. Rhino. The man-beast Rhino was not only a 2-time television champion, but he was the last ever ECW World Television Champion, holding the title until the company folded in 2001 with the last show taking place on January 13th. Rhino was the first and only ECW wrestler to hold both the World Television Championship and the ECW World Heavyweight Championship at the same time, which is strangely something nobody ever seems to talk about. Rhino's first run as the television champion lasted for 126 days after winning the belt on April 22, 2000 at ECW's CyberSlam event. During his first run, Rhino feuded with the Sandman and had incredibly short matches in his defenses, showing that Heyman was positioning him to be a main attraction in the future. In his second run, Rhino destroyed Kid Cash in under 4 minutes to capture the belt at the ECW on TNN taping that aired on September 21, 2000. He held the championship in his second reign for 213 days. Both Rhino's title reigns set him up to be a major star in ECW, following in the footsteps of Taz, and Rhino was booked as a monster with his promos around the time making him incredibly entertaining to behold.
I'm gonna shove a beer can so far up your ass, I'll have to cane your head off just to pull it out.
Number 3. Shane Douglas. One of the most highly decorated champions in ECW history, the franchise Shane Douglas would win the World Television Championship 2 times, holding the title for the first time for 21 days after winning it at ECW's A Matter of Respect in 1996, and then having the second longest reign with the belt, holding it for 329 days after capturing it on July 13th, 1996 at Heatwave in one of the best matches in ECW history, a 4-way dance elimination match. Shane Douglas's second reign with the Queen of Extreme Francine by his side would see him continue to feud with both Pitbull 1 and 2 and have a series of matches with Tommy Dreamer before feuding with Taz. Douglas and Taz would clash a few times leading up to an impromptu match at WrestlePalooza 1997, seeing Douglas drop the title to Taz. In the lead up to this match, Taz said that if he didn't beat Shane Douglas in under 3 minutes, he would leave ECW for 60 days, and the match was only 2 minutes and 50 seconds long. Douglas passed the torch to Taz at this moment, setting up a great rivalry with Taz and the Triple Threat. The franchise's second run as the TV champion would serve to put the television title on the same level as the ECW World Heavyweight title, and Douglas would once again showcase his abilities to make great stars and do amazing business for ECW. Number 2. Too Cold Scorpio. The term underrated gets thrown around a lot in wrestling, but when we say Too Cold Scorpio is the most underrated wrestler in history, we mean it. Scorpio held the World Television Championship more than any other wrestler in ECW, with 4 reigns between 1994 and 1996, being involved in some of the greatest matches to take place in ECW. On the October 28th, 1995 Hardcore TV, Scorpio would win the tag team titles, holding both the ECW Tag Team Championships and the World Television Championship belts, briefly changing his name to Too Cold Scorpio and forming a hilarious team with the Sandman that is one of Wrestle Savage's favorites from the ECW days. Scorpio would have standout matches with Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Sabu, Mikey Whipwreck, and Rob Van Dam during his 4 television title reigns, including a series of time limit draws against Sabu in 1996 that are definitely worth seeking out. One of the best of these is at SummerSlam 1996, as well as a fantastic match with Shane Douglas at A Matter of Respect in 1996. In case you didn't get the memo, Two Cold Scorpio matches are worth watching. Trust us, if you haven't seen much of his work, change that now, you won't regret it. Number 1. Rob Van Dam. Mr. Pay-Per-View, Mr. Monday Night, the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam only won the World Television Championship once. However, he held it longer than any other ECW wrestler with a huge 700-day reign, only giving up the title due to injury. Rob Van Dam's reign as World Television Champion was incredibly important to ECW at the time, as Shane Douglas was off TV while still the World Heavyweight Champion for the first 2 months that Van Dam won it, making RVD the main champion of the company. We can only speculate, but had he not been stripped of the belt after injuring his ankle, Rob Van Dam may very well have beaten Mike Awesome for the World Heavyweight title and held both titles at the same time. We talk about this match in our 8 matches we never got list, so go check that out once you're done watching this video. Van Dam would win the title on the April 8th, 1998 episode of Hardcore TV from Bam Bam Bigelow, and he would defend the title a massive 121 times in his reign, having incredible matches with Jerry Lynn, Bam Bam Bigelow, Mikey Whipwreck, Spike Dudley, Tommy Dreamer, Lance Storm, and Sabu. RVD would also hold both the ECW tag title and the television title at the same time during this reign. Interestingly, RVD would refuse to use the new ECW television belt design ECW had given him shortly after he won it, as it was a silver belt, and he felt that that meant his title was second place to the World Heavyweight title, when in his eyes it was on the same level, and he would continue to use the older gold belt design version, saying he forgot to bring the new belt to shows until Paul Heyman got the hint and gave him a gold version of the new design. RVD was right about the importance of the television championship, because in the time the belt had been built up, it had become just as important and revered as the World Heavyweight title, and his run with the belt would showcase it as a main attraction better than any other champion previously. Even seeing him beat former World Heavyweight Champion Taz at the November to Remember 99 event in a semi-main event above the World Heavyweight Championship match on the card in Taz's last match before he signed with the WWF. Thanks for watching, and stay savage, wrestling fans. Ooh, yeah, you're going nowhere.